What's up, folks? Slight delays as I had the ongoing mess that is my mysterious PC issues wreaking havoc on my stream, but hopefully we'll be okay. I just had a weird conflation of events happen as I started the stream. I had a severe peak of disk activity as usual, I guess, but it got pretty extreme. But I also simultaneously got some weird alerts from my Windows Defender thing that I had to look into, and as far as I can tell, it turns out to be completely false alarm / unrelated. For a moment, I had hoped that it was catching something that I could do something with that would actually improve something, but I don't think that's the case. In any event, things look okay for now, and we're just gonna try our best to soldier through it, and if stream blows up, then stream blows up, I guess. It's just highly frustrating that streaming is like the one thing that seems to be tangibly affected by these issues. I mean, obviously the really annoying thing is that it's hard to pin down what's even going on. I will for sure make sure to format the drive and see if that helps. I doubt it, but it's also I'm using the drive. There's a lot of stuff running off the drive and it's working perfectly fine for the most part. But there's enough stuff that like formatting it and reinstalling or like backing things up and moving things back around, like it's not something I can necessarily do super easily at the drop of a hat, which means that I have to set aside a little bit of time for it, and I'm like super motivated to do it because I have a feeling that it's not going to help any. Even so, it might, so I should definitely do it, but I haven't gotten around to it yet. But in the meantime, we'll keep trying our best, and we'll see if hopefully things work at least well enough for this to be worthwhile. Yeah, so for those who haven't been watching recent streams, I've been having some really annoying issues with one of my SSDs just freaking out, and it doesn't for the most part affect anything else I'm doing. It's not a system drive, so my operating system isn't affected by it. It's one of two identical drives I have. The other one has no issues whatsoever. The other drive is where I have all my games and stuff, and I can play games perfectly fine. So I don't know what's going on exactly, but for whatever reason, whenever I'm having these weird disk read, write, whatever, disk activity overload episodes, the one thing that it is like consistently affecting is, I guess, the video encoding that I'm doing when I'm streaming. So even though I might have episodes of weird disk activity, for the most part I never notice it because it doesn't affect me, but when I'm streaming I'm getting weird stutters and freezes, and occasionally, like for the most part, it's barely noticeable still for me, because I'll be playing something and that works just fine, but OBS is like freezing up, and I can't even tell for sure exactly what it looks like on you guys' end, but I've been told that occasionally the video would freeze but the audio would come through. Sometimes it caused buffering, but as far as I'm concerned, like as far as what OBS is reporting to me, I'm not dropping frames. It's just, I don't know, it's just weird. Hopefully if we do have some issues with that today, it's not going to be too disruptive. At this point, unfortunately, hoping that it won't be too disruptive is just about the extent of what I can do about it. But let's not dwell on that any more than necessary. And instead, let's get to the business at hand. What is up, itinerant soldier? Greetings as well, of course, unhinged NPC, Father Axe Keeper, lurkers in chat, and VOD viewers. You're all having a lovely Monday. I'm having an okay day. I was having a decent day. I got a little perturbed by the weird stuff happening as I was booting up the stream. But hopefully things will work out just fine. To be perfectly frank, I've not had a great weekend. I don't know, I think it's the seasonal depression kind of kicking in. Just haven't been feeling it, and I don't know, it became really noticeable to me when I was streaming on Saturday. Like, I was just really, what's the word? Not agitated, but like irritable. A lot of little things kept going badly, whether it was in the game or stream issues and stuff, and I don't know, it made me feel really bad. And hopefully I will be able to stay on a more positive wavelength for tonight's stream. I'm still dreading playing the game, mind you. But hopefully that won't affect me too much mentally outside of the game. So yeah, last time we finally started on The World Is Not Enough for the N64, and we will be continuing that tonight. I was excited going in, and as much as there is cool stuff happening in the game, by and large, I think a lot of that excitement is like draining as I'm playing more of it. And it's not because like the game's terrible, but it's a really annoying experience. The difficulty balancing seems completely whack, and down to a few specific things that I will try a few things to see what we can do to mitigate those things. We'll get into it when we get to the game, but it's having some problems with the aiming and the controls and the demands that the game makes of you relative to the abilities that it gives you to actually, you know, meet those demands. But, you know, annoying stuff aside, it is a pretty cool game. We did sort of, I had this grand idea of how to approach the game, playing on Agent, and then like scoping out each level on Agent and then completing them on Secret Agent. But we got like 2 levels in, and then it's like, you know what, this is a fucking nightmare. So I think I gave up on Secret Agent difficulty on like the 3rd level, and then we completed 2 or 3 more levels past that, I think, on the easiest difficulty. And yeah, it's a bit funky. But having played a couple of levels of it now, I am actually curious to make some changes to the control settings, just to get a sense of whether or not that might alleviate some of the issues I was having last time. But we'll see. I'm curious to mess around with it a little bit, at least. In other news, I am expecting a package delivery, which I was hoping would arrive before the stream started. That appears to not be the case. Well, I mean, it definitely didn't arrive. Latest estimate says it'll be here in about 3 hours, so somewhere around the end of the stream, I guess. But we'll see. I'm pretty sure I've had deliveries with this company that they've been giving estimates up until like 10 p.m. and then after they're like half an hour late, they're like, no, it's not going to come today. So I hope that doesn't happen, but I don't know if the estimate's super accurate, but it's entirely possible that I'm going to have to step away for a moment during stream to collect a package. And that is in addition to the latest Surugaya package, which I went out to collect earlier today. I was contemplating whether we might look at that tonight or not, but I decided that you know what, let's let all those boxes arrive. Let's try to maintain some sort of momentum, if we can call it that, with World's Not Enough, and then we can check out the boxes and the contents therein. Maybe on Wednesday, maybe on Saturday. I guess it'll depend a little bit on how the game goes tonight. Like, if I want to keep going and just want to burn through it and finish it off, maybe we'll do that. If I'm looking for any excuse to put off playing it, maybe you know, looking at some books and games and stuff, and toys, would do me good. I don't know. How am I, dude? I'm all right. I'm doing fine. But yeah, just, you know, this time of year is always a bit rough. It very suddenly, with the time change, gets dark, and we had a bunch of snow last week. Just sucks. But I'm holding up. I'm holding up fine. Um, last week was also kind of stressful. It was a good week. It was a fun week at work, but it was pretty intense. So I just had I don't know, there's a lot of things piling up sort of on Saturday, but I feel better today. And hopefully The World's Not Enough isn't going to do too much to ruin my mood. So yeah, why don't we hop on over to the Bond scene and refresh our memory a little bit on what it is we're doing. We are indeed taking on mission number 21. That's crazy. We're like almost halfway. But I'm curious how that's going to like sort of add up, because we've got a lot of longer games ahead of us, I'm sure. But we've got a lot of shorter games ahead of us also, I reckon, because there's a lot of mobile games and stuff. So it'll be interesting to see how average game length will actually change over the course of this. But in pure mission numbers, this is mission 21 out of 50, and we've already done 4 of the secret missions. So there's a handful of those planned already, but there's always the potential for having even more of those added in. For the time being, I want to take a little bit of a break from the secret bonus missions, because they kind of kept not getting in the way, but we were working our way through them a little more rapidly than I was planning for. So I think we'll hold off on that for a little bit. Maybe for the rest of the year. I don't know. It depends a little bit on general game spawn progress. But we're inching closer to the halfway mark. And for me, I'm looking forward to. I won't know where it is until we've passed it, but getting past that hump of games being like just flat out difficult and being stuff that you can just sort of post through, I guess. Because I can deal with bad games, I can deal with kind of tedious games, but games that are legitimately really difficult, I tend to get really frustrated with pretty quickly. But it depends on what kind of challenge the game presents, of course. Worst of both worlds is, a game that's really difficult but also not fun and really annoying. And I don't know, from what I hear, 007 Racing might be something along those lines, but I'm still looking forward to trying it out and seeing what it's like. Up Twitch login 1989, welcome. Well, I think we should just dive right into it. What do you guys say? Let's play some Bond. Recorded? So I do want to try some control option changes that I'm curious how they're going to work out. One of the difficulties I was having playing it last time was with aiming, and how a lot of the times, like, there is auto aim, but it's very range dependent, especially on Secret Agent. And the controls at your disposal for sort of manual aiming are a little bit limited. You do have the manual on-screen reticle aiming like in GoldenEye, but that's really, really hard to use because it's so sensitive and finicky. But without using it, with the default layout anyway, you don't really get to... you can't really look up and down easily. And actually, I can go to the options menu and we can look at it and it'll be a little easier to explain. So I guess we should try to load. Did I not? A button. I remember this happening before too. Hang on. My controller has like remapped itself for God knows what reason. Yeah, like the A and B button just swapped button mappings for absolutely no reason. I think the buttons are otherwise correct. This happened at least once when we were playing GoldenEye as well. So confusing. So here we go. As you can see, there's a lot of controls and there's a lot of button combinations, and you use both the A and B buttons and the C buttons quite a bit for different stuff. And just looking at this, I felt that trying to go for what I would otherwise do, and what I did for GoldenEye, which is a control method where you walk back and forward and strafe on the D-pad and use the analog stick for looking up and down and turning, seemed like it might not be viable because the C buttons were used for so much stuff. But as it turns out, using the C buttons for like crouching and jumping isn't like that huge of a deal. There's been like 2 places where we've had to jump so far. Crouching, I'm sure, is strategically, you know, not a bad idea, but I think I'd rather be able to aim than be able to crouch. If I have to give up one of them, I'd rather give up crouching over aiming. So I want to try to see if this will work out any better. So I believe this is what I would want. Moving and sidestep with the control pad. Yeah, jumping and crouching on the C buttons all the way over. Like, yeah, because ideally you would have one of those third-party controllers that has a much more compact layout, so you can actually, you know, use all the buttons and the stick. I fucking hate the N64 controller layout. But again, yeah, giving up the C buttons for jumping and crouching, I think, is a sacrifice we can live with. Because B and A button, you can reach over with your thumb. It's not the most comfortable, but it can be done. Like, if I could modify this, I guess using the L trigger to crouch instead of reticle aiming, maybe that would be better. Because the reticle aiming, I think, is going to be so awkward to use anyway. But at least if I do it now, I can actually still aim with my right hand, my right thumb, so that should maybe be a little easier. Yeah, it's just the all these button combos for swapping weapons and gadgets that are a little clunky, but I guess there's not that much worse. So let's give this a try. Let's see how this works. Something here that we want to change, really. Actually, I think this is the option that lets you automatically look up and down staircases and slopes and stuff. We'll keep it on, but I wonder if it might be... If I actually can turn and aim properly with the analog stick, this might be annoying, but we should be able to hop into this menu and turn it off at any point, really, so... well, let's start the timer. If I can find my cursor. Oh, wait. Oh, excellent. Live split crashed also. Well, at least it had the courtesy of doing so before we got started. Let me restart live split. Got another shot. Cool title screen. I don't think I saw that before. Anyway. That's for the chase level, the subway, bomb disposal, the skiing level, that's right. You know what, I'm gonna, before we start a new level, I'm gonna revisit... Here, let's do this. I just want to get a feel for the controls and see if this is something I want to actually do before we advance. Oh, that's right. We have to skip the cutscene, and then we have to watch another load screen. What's up, Glums? What era of Bond is my favorite? I don't know that I have one, to be honest. Oh, okay. Did I walk up? I think I walked up the boat and I started looking. So the sensitivity is pretty high. In fact, quite high. At least in certain directions. Did he use back turn? Like, I'm turning really fast in some directions. Yeah, the auto aim is only effective within like 10 meters. If that. But I don't know, I feel like I'm more in control at least. Like, it's a little easier to sort of strafe back and forth and aim, like trying to catch someone in my reticle, literally or figuratively. Bullets seem to have a little bit of trouble connecting. There's the hostage guy. Dude, the NPCs just like immediately running into your line of fire is like the most infuriating thing about this game. Alright, we'll keep going here and I guess see if maybe by some chance we could actually complete Secret Agent of this level. But yeah, sorry, Limbs, I didn't mean to gloss over your question. I think I wouldn't necessarily say that I have any kind of favorite era of Bond. I think like Roger Moore is kind of the Bond that I grew up with, but I certainly wouldn't say that he's my favorite. And I think having rewatched some of his films, like they seem to mostly be kind of dull. Sniper up there. Wait, can I not crouch in here? That's weird. Yeah, being able to look up like that to lock on the auto aim, quite the blessing. That's something you can't do with the standard controls, really. Take an hour to fall down. I think, like, all of the eras of Bond kind of have their ups and downs, both in terms of cinematic quality, in terms of the Bond performances themselves. In terms of fun set pieces, gadgets, or what have you. Yeah, okay. Here, I need to adopt another grip to jump. Oh boy. Oh, low on ammo. Let's try to collect some. And I think, like, pretty much every Bond actor, or like every decade of Bond films, however you want to delineate it, has like some great stuff and some absolutely terrible stuff. I don't think there's really any hello, period of Bond's history that is like any more consistently good than any other, really. And they all kind of have their, like, I don't have a favorite Bond actor either. Like, if I were to pick a favorite, it would probably be Timothy Dalton, mostly just because I really liked License to Kill. But I think I guess I haven't seen on Her Majesty's Secret Service, so I can't really speak to George Lazenby, but whoa, that was almost bad. There's armor up there, but we need to. Oh, that's not that. Oh, that's how you. I'm trying to figure out how to swap gadgets. Can I look that up here? Hold A and press. That's what I was doing. Why did that not work? Oh, right. Because it's not a gadget. It's technically this, and I have to do. It's a little bit of an endeavor here, but yeah, I need to do some actual jumping here. That'll be awkward. I'm holding the controller like this now because I need to move the stick and press the C buttons to jump at the same time. There we go. What's up, Mendel? Greetings. But yeah, I think like every Bond actor that I've seen at least are capable of a good performance, like with the right script, with the right direction.
Target moving away, Bond.
Then like a lot of films are like just internally really inconsistent also, where like Tomorrow Never Dies that we watched not long ago has like a stretch that's really great, like a 30-40 minute in the middle of the movie that's great. Okay, but a lot of the rest of it is like kind of dull. Okay, he's in the middle of dying. I'm being shot at from somewhere. Whatever, I guess we're going up here. Probably where I was being shot at from. Did I kill her? I don't understand what happened. I probably took too long, I guess. But this is in fact very encouraging, because this was something I felt like I struggled with. Like it felt borderline undoable, and this was like mostly kind of fine. I'm actually gonna do another attempt at this, because if by some chance I can just play this much better with the different control scheme, maybe Secret Agent isn't as undoable as I would have thought. I don't know. Put a gun to my head and say Roger Moore is my favorite, but I love the Pierce Brosnan films too. Like, that's the thing. I think I find Roger Moore really likable, but like his films and his performance in them, from what we've seen, like it was cool to watch Live and Let Die, because I guess I've seen it, but not that I remembered it. Like, because I think we watched A View to a Kill, and which was his last film, and Live and Let Die, which was his first film, like in pretty rapid succession. And there's a like very tangible difference to his kind of energy. Like he feels every bit of those 12 years older in Mutual Kill, or younger in Live and Let Die, I guess I should say, which was like what felt a little more formal. Holy shit, how many... Oh. Did he die? He did, okay. So it was like cool to see Roger Moore that wasn't like, didn't feel super old. And that movie's like cool, it's got some cool vibes, but it was also like surprisingly dull for large stretches of it, which I think feels like the kind of defining aspect of the Moore films, which doesn't reflect on him, but that's kind of how I feel watching some of them. Like even the ones that have great stuff, they're kind of like, I'm hard pressed to look at that like lineup of films and be like, oh yeah, that's my favorite era, because there's things to like and there's a lot that's just kind of dull. But again, I think that kind of goes for any and all of them. Maybe that's why another reason why I kind of like Timothy Dalton. He only had 2 movies and none of them are that dull. Like Living Daylights is like got some issues. It's nowhere near as good as License to Kill, but it's pretty like, I don't know, it's not too dull. N64 controller feels very comfortable to you. It's not uncomfortable to hold. I mean, except if you try to actually use all the buttons. It's just designed very strangely. But I mean, this is like a Chinese USB controller. I'm not saying anything about the build quality of this controller or anything. Or, whatever I could say about this wouldn't mean anything relative to an actual original N64 controller. But, ever since I first laid hands on an N64 controller in the 90s, I just thought it was a weird-ass controller. You know what? Save my health. Granted, I do think the N64 analog stick is weird and messed up and terrible. Or like that's my memory, my main memory of using the N64 controller back in the day. But yeah, my main issue with it is like that it's just, I cannot get on board with the design concept of controller deliberately shaped such that you can never access all of its features at once, when obviously it could have been like, it didn't have to be that way. And I feel like I'm doing worse this time. Alright, that guy. Any more? I'm like auto-aiming on the guy that I can't hit. Deal with the hostage situation here. Got him with this guy. Almost dead, but awkward. Even though I have to employ this absurd grip to do this, I still actually have access to walking and turning and looking and jumping all at once in a way that I didn't with the old control scheme, making that a lot easier. Yeah, sorry, someone asked, did this game have a PS1 port? No. There is, however, a completely separate game based on the movie for the PS1, which we completed prior to this.
Target is moving away, bombs.
Okay, so now we hurry up a little bit, I guess. Those guys. So you're saying you never had that issue?
Hold on, sir. This area is sealed off.
Well, I mean, I'm physically capable of reaching the analog stick holding it like this, and I am physically capable of reaching the Z trigger, I guess, with my other hand, probably. But it's like, clearly not meant to be used that way. And it's like, it's clearly not designed to facilitate that. Like, it's designed to specifically make it harder to reach the buttons than if you had designed it like any other way. Like, if you can comfortably hold it and comfortably reach every part of the controller, then, I mean, more power to you, I guess. But for normal humans, that's like a big ask. In my humble opinion. Oh yeah, you have to press the B button. Is the death noise the same as in the PS1? I mean, I don't think we get like quality. Like, it's funny. This game has voice acting, which is like kind of impressive for an N64 game, and it has a pretty good sound-alike for Bond, right? But it doesn't have, like, Tomorrow Never Dies had the excellent Pierce Brosnan, like, death grunts and pain sounds, where it goes, oh, oh, oh. Like, it's just, I don't know, it's just flawless. And those games, the PS1 games, had really good audio in general, in my opinion. Great sound effects, great music. And even though there's some, like, real quality pedigree involved with the audio of this game, namely Rob Hubbard and David Whittaker, the music all feels like really quite generic. And I mean, the sounds are perfectly fine, it's serviceable, but it doesn't, to me at least, like, the audio doesn't stand out as like an impressive aspect of this game. I mean, technically the voice acting stuff, well, not the acting, but the voice, you know, having voice lines and stuff, that's cool. That's not what you would expect. There's like more voice acting in this than the PS1 game almost. Well, certainly during the missions, but it has a kind of generic feel to it, the soundscape in general. Yeah, I think, like, none of them can give us a decent Colin Salmon, I guess. Well, I think his voice, I think, was pretty good in Tomorrow Never Dies, was it? Here he appears in game and we meet him, but he looks like David Doak. But it's pretty decent. Like, even the fake Q, right, sounded pretty good. And then we see him and he's a big fat guy. Looks nothing like Desmond Llewellyn, which is really kind of weird. Let's see if we can catch back up here. If this is like really, yeah, that's supposed to be Robinson, aka Colin Salmon. Like, you can't even tell that he's black from this image. It's really weird. Then we have it's so weird. Like, this looks and sounds a lot like Judi Dench. We have the real John Cleese, but this guy, they just couldn't get Like, I understand for some characters they may not have the likeness right, so they're, you know, they can't make them look like the actor. Maybe it's just a case where they paid for the license to use Judi Dench's likeness. I mean, I guess they have Brosnan's likeness and they have John Cleese's likeness. It's not inconceivable that they... Oh, they have, what's her name? Electra King. And, I think Bernard also, because we got to see the hologram. So maybe they just, like, didn't figure this guy was important enough to license his likeness. Yet they actually, like, he's on this screen. He's, like, elevated to a pretty high level of importance relative to his screen time. When they had, well, I shouldn't say they, because it's the different developer, but we got the little money-penny thing, like in GoldenEye, in the PS1 game, I think? Anyway. Let's try this level. Let's see how this goes. Like, if we can quickly come back to where we were, we might... I'm still on the fence on whether I want to keep trying for Secret Agent or not.
The woman you're chasing is in this station. Her gunmen have seized the whole area, and they've got civilians hostage in there. Even worse, we've reports of some kind of bomb. The whole situation
So,
is a
like, if I
mess.
want to do Secret Agent,
Keep your men
I'm
at
going
a
to have to
safe
catch up
distance.
sooner or
I'll
later,
handle
so...
Yes, sir. You might need this.
A bomb defusal box. But I also, you know, I don't want to keep pushing past the point of reason. I literally did not realize I was looking at enemies. I thought these were like posters or something. Great start. There's like an armor here, I think, which I reckon is going to be pretty important. There's actually hostages here. I don't think there were on Agent. That was actually probably mandatory, actually. Guy in the corner. Remember snippets. I also remember getting owned by hostages running into the line of fire. But yeah, I feel like 50 times more mobile with this control scheme. Being terrifying. I can't speak much. I gotta actually focus for a bit here. I'm so sick with the motion blur texture. Oh yeah, I have to run across the platform, or the tracks rather. Over here. What's up, Icarus? Everyday London Underground trip. Oh, there's gonna be hostages and shit here. Okay. What the fuck did I hit? I thought I was hitting at this guy. And I fucking 360 no-scoped a hostage. Okay, but let's take stock of this and see. Maybe I can see. Does the crouch button just like not work? Do I? I'm supposed to have a crouch, but it's probably not bound. Let me double check the emulator. input settings. C down. Guys, my C buttons were also bound inaccurately. Great. Well, it explains why I couldn't crouch before. There we go. I'm just thinking of like how I can do this, because I don't want to like just fully run out into the open, but maybe that's not too bad. I guess the bomb is here. Oh yeah, I remember how that works. Okay. I think we can do this just fine. Again, like, now that we've accounted for the aiming deficiencies with the different control scheme, and it actually is working pretty well, we're back to doing just fine, but being game overed by hostages who just insist on running into the line of fire. Okay, I didn't shoot that guy, please. Now that I've seen that happen before, though. Alright, I went okay. The inconsistent number of times you need to shoot them to kill them is also kind of annoying. Like, I understand there's like locational damage and there's probably an element of randomness to it, but it seems the variability seems weirdly high. Like, sometimes it's one shot and sometimes it's like 4 or 5. Dude! There's hostage heroids who actually need to tear that guy. I just love that. I keep pointing it out, but I have to point it out every time. That like motion blur texture on the train is such a clever little trick that it works so well. It looks great. Oops. I tried to jump up, I accidentally crouched. Fine. So awkward and it's scary. Bond is here. I am. Realized there were a bunch of dudes in here. Of course. The objective complete. That thing, okay. Gadget swapping still didn't seem to work, but that's fine. Use this. You gotta just shoot the bomb disposal kit at the bomb. As you do it, the red bar goes up. And if you just wait, it'll go down. And the blue bar is how much bomb defusing is done. Got 2 minutes to finish this off. Patience is my worst enemy here, I think, but here we go. A diffuse terrorist bomb, rather. Okay, so now we gotta catch the hot air balloon or whatever, right? Oh yeah, they blew up. Okay, yeah. Oh, that's pretty cool. New path opens up. I'm done with the bomb. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, because we were going up. Forgot about this part. Dude, fucking hole. Alright, so now we gotta... this. Part right behind me is gonna like fall down, I think. Is on shooter. Let's heroically jump towards this rope. And there we go. I think we did everything. Yeah, I'm going back redoing levels to complete them on a higher difficulty level. Because we cleared them on Agent. And now we're doing it Secret Agent. What's up, Netscape Navigator, Killer Miller EX, etc., etc. Welcome, everybody. Does this game use the GoldenEye engine? Nope.
The money had been treated to turn it into
This
an
game
explosive.
is developed by
Triggered by a signal
Eurocom
by a
for
king
Electronic
who
Arts.
heard him. Obviously, someone
No
close to
relation
King
whatsoever
switched the
to
original
GoldenEye
this trigger device,
in terms of
but we don't know who.
There's more. I've worked
developers
out that
or
the money
technology.
Sir Robert paid for the report was exactly the amount Renard asked as ransom for King's daughter, Electra. The whole thing was a setup.
It's modeled very
Renard
closely
wanted me to
after it,
bring that
but
money back
it's
here.
not.
He wanted MI6 to deliver a bomb.
Doesn't have any
to
shared
King.
DNA.
It's a message. Renard is back.
After King asked me for help, I sent 009 to kill Renard. Electra managed to escape before 009 caught up with the target in Syria. He put a bullet in his head, but Renard somehow survived. The bullet is still there, and it will eventually kill him. But until then, he can feel no pain, and push himself harder than any normal man.
Little
Now, can we
wide
dare
set
into
eyes
my
there.
fix
Looks a little goofy,
humiliated?
but I mean, it's
He's
clearly
had
him,
his
right?
revenge.
Like the likeness is there.
Not quite. Renard had 3 enemies in that kidnapping. Sir Robert King, MI6, and the one he hasn't touched. Electra. She must
But yeah,
be
the
next on
stages
list.
are pretty cool. There's some neat little
Electra
set
has
piece
taken
moments and
over
stuff in this
construction
game.
of her father's oil pipeline
Like
from the
overall, like
Caspian
comparing
Sea.
to the PS1
Find out
game,
who
this
switched
feels a
the
lot more
pipeline.
elaborate in terms of
If Renard returns,
the scenarios
make sure Electra comes to no harm.
that are in the levels and stuff. Okay. So we're back here. This is the skiing stage. And we can do this on Secret Agent. Yeah, the objectives are the same. We just have to go down the slopes, and being able to move independently and aim and shoot is going to make this a little easier. I'm kind of skipping all the briefing stuff because it's like we've seen it before. But yeah, we're going to just go skiing and shoot a bunch of dudes and blow up fuel towers. Well, this stage seemed pretty easy. We cleared it first try, no real complications. Like, this gave me the feeling that, well, this is probably not going to get too much more complicated. You don't have the range issue. Like, you know, enemies might be more aggressive on Secret Agent,
who is responsible.
but at least while playing it
My
on
family
Agent,
has relied on MI6 twice. I
it didn't
won't make the same
seem
mistake again. Now, if you'll excuse
like
me,
Secret
I
Agent
have
would
to
be
check
that
the
much
upper survey
more
site.
difficult.
There's
Obviously,
snow and ice up there, so
I don't know
have
if
to
that's
do
the case,
ice
but
skis.
I came prepared for a cold
I felt more
reception.
nervous about the other stages, and they actually went fine. So, like, I've only failed missions from time overing or accidentally shooting hostages. So that bodes well for this level, which is all combat.
I'll jump. What's the point of living if you can't feel alive?
Yeah, judging from the credits in the manual, at least, I don't think there's many. Like, John Cleese was the only name I recognized, so I don't think she's the real actress either. But sounds like Good enough. No gambling. Well, we haven't made it to the casino part yet, so... Okay, you're always in this kind of A mode, which makes it a little awkward, but it's still easier. Oh, that's right, you keep... Your reticle keeps like moving to other like relative spots on screen. So it's like kind of fucked. I saw an armor there, but it was like way off the other side. So, okay, collecting armor is probably going to be somewhat crucial. So we can learn where the armors are. That might help. We made it through like more than half the level. Oh, he's like dropping bombs on us. Oh boy, taking a bunch of hits there. Funny that he seems like more accurate when on skis than on foot. Dude, I fucking missed the... That's so stupid. But I want to see still if I can survive to the end. We have these guys, nope, drop all momentum, who's just like skiing past you and you shoot them in the back and they're not posing any kind of threat. Yeah, I think this is a cool stage and it's a significantly more exciting skiing like action stage than the PS1 game, which had a very awkward skiing stage where it was just like a sort of a normal stage, except you couldn't strafe. You had weird inertia and momentum. This is a much better execution. So, like, I know for a fact that there's weird stuff going on with the, like, in order for the aiming sensitivity not to be completely fucked up, I have to lower the sensitivity a lot in the emulator, and that means that I cannot actually reach the far corners of the kind of analog stick well. So when I go into like the reticle aiming mode during normal gameplay, I can't actually aim, like I can't scroll the screen when I'm aiming diagonally because I can't push the cursor far enough into the corner of the screen. And that's obviously not the way it should be. And because this level also kind of more or less uses that same aiming, probably a little less capable of aiming than I like should be. So I don't remember exactly where the armor was. I just remember it was on the far left. So I'm gonna try to hold left. Did I just think of an alternate route? I did, and there's the armor. That's pretty sick. I did a fucking sick ski stunt. pretty easily. Yeah, like all the dudes go down in one hit in this stage, it seems like. And auto aim is a lot more generous. Okay, so I have armor. Survivability should be fine. Hitting the other fuel thing is my main concern. Oh yeah, this is actually pretty fun now. Can relax a little bit. Fuel tower's coming up here, so I wanted to make sure I have something where I can spray and pray a little bit. Here's I swap weapons far too soon, but there we go. Feel kind of relaxed now. Oh, shot another dude also. Sure, why not? Not very easy to shoot those things out of the sky, but I don't really need this weapon, do I, when a regular pistol typically kills him in one hit. Also, I'm like almost dying now. I think there was this much left of the level. Oh my god, I'm gonna die. Shit, okay. Well, I admittedly kind of let my guard down after the second fuel tower, because in my memory, that was like almost the end of the stage. It's possible that it's longer, but I doubt it. I think it's more likely I'm just misremembering. Alright, I think I'm best off just sticking with the P2K. Kind of rough to have to go through this every time, but also trying to make a deliberate effort to like pick off guys. Holding to the left, get the armor. It wouldn't surprise me if there's another armor somewhere. Oh, that's not a great start. Like, pay attention to when the reticle snaps to something, because that means I'm targeting someone. Dude, look at my health. Holy shit. Some dude just shot me like 6 times. Somehow got that armor, but luckily I'm impervious to explosions, I guess. Armor. Okay, I didn't someone else caused that explosion, but fine by me. Pressing up, I don't know if it's making me go faster. It kind of feels that way, but I hope it's making me harder to hit. I wonder if I could have gone left up there. The left of this, drop down there maybe. I think this is gonna go very well. But, I mean, if I can avoid any one group of guys like maintaining sustained automatic fire on me for 2 seconds, I could survive longer. But I mean, given that I had way less health, I got almost exactly as far. That's promising enough. I think we can do it. Well, Father Axe Keeper, my initial idea going into the game was that, well, we beat GoldenEye on Secret Agent, we should try this on Secret Agent to see how it compares, sort of. It's like the medium difficulty. I don't know that I can say that it's the default difficulty, but it's the medium difficulty anyway. But on Saturday's stream, I was struggling a lot, and I just wasn't enjoying myself. So I kind of decided that, you know what, let's just do it on Agent instead. But after thinking about it a little bit, I came to the conclusion that I should try a different control scheme that I had previously dismissed as probably not working well with this game's control, based on just kind of assumptions made from looking at the control option screen. But it turns out that it works just fine, and in fact, I'm now having a significantly easier time than I was on Saturday. Oh, this is not going great. So with my newfound confidence, I decided to give Secret Agent another shot. I missed the exit. Okay. You might not be able to get the armor now. Holding left. Yeah, you can't get it. Okay. So we'll see. Like, we might reach a point where we give up on Secret Agent again. But I wouldn't want to complete another 5 levels and then decide that I want to try Secret Agent and then have to redo every level again. I'd rather try to sort of keep parity. It's funny though, I was saying that, oh, this is the stage I'm the least worried about replaying. This is just combat, and that's like the easier part compared to avoiding hostages and whatever. But of the Secret Agent levels we're redoing now, this is the one that's giving us the most trouble. Okay, now I'm not locking onto anyone. Okay, holding left. There we go. I'm taking a bit of damage, but not as much as last time. That was real close. Got there. Taking hits. of a frame rate struggle. Oh, hell, it looks like you can go up left there. Okay. We'll try for that next time if we don't make it. Okay. Almost out of armor. Oh boy. Ah, a little bit of speed, please. Oh, okay. Armor gone. Yeah, okay, so if there's a second armor, if you take that other left turn, I reckon that's how you survive that part. Yeah, basically, Father Ass Keeper, the higher difficulties have more objectives, which kind of make the stages more interesting. Which is why ideally, I would like to play a difficulty level that's like, has combat and stuff that it's like less not less forgiving, less punishing and more forgiving combat, because it's just more fun when it's like smoother and faster. Enemies don't take too many hits and it's easier to aim, but still getting to do all the stuff and having all the objectives. But alas, to get more objectives, we have to deal with more annoying combat stuff. What's up, Oshawott? And welcome. But yeah, I mean, ultimately, it still comes down to a fair bit of luck here, like whether you get shot or not. It's a bit of an awkward level, but it's pretty fun. It's cool. Like it's gets the idea of like skiing across a lot better than the equivalent stage in the PS1 game. Okay. Wow, I took a lot of hits and I didn't very effectively shoot a lot of people, so this is a pretty bad run again. Like my health when getting the armor wasn't as bad as the worst run, but then I lost a good chunk of the armor like almost immediately. I love when you manage to snipe dudes when they're like just in the fog and I can't see them at all, but Bond's just got perfect fucking lock-on targeting. Something you can really use in the other levels, but oh well. Okay, I don't remember exactly where you needed to hold left, so I'm just holding left. Yep, here we go. Okay, I'm getting shot at more here, but hopefully some kind of reward for it. Pretty sick that there's like alternate routes anyway. Okay, yeah, there's armor, and I fucking missed it. Okay, but there's armor on that little rooftop, at least. Oh, they're dropping fucking bombs. Okay, let me actually just restart. Because that's faster. Play this back in the day? Yeah, I think more people play this one than the PS1 game. Oh yeah, so if you restart from the pause menu, you don't have to look at the, you don't have to watch the opening cutscene, which saves on load screens as well. But keep that in mind. So I'm not sure if you can like accelerate, but it doesn't seem like the speed is like entirely consistent. Like sometimes certain feels like you're going faster in certain parts. not quite in control enough where it's like a given. A little bit of mystery to it. There we go. Nice, got the arm. Yeah, look at my health now. It's almost full. Not to jinx anything, but it's definitely the most promising run in a while. Go. I guess you want to make sure not to be directly behind the guys who go past you. I guess they drop mines or grenades or something. Easier said than done, perhaps. All left. Very cool in general, I suppose. Nice, got him. There's like a little red flare. Maybe that's the indication. There's a fork coming up. Okay, let's see if we can actually... Body armor, got it. Thick. I was gonna say, as long as we don't fuck up the tower, I think we should be good. Okay, just dodge the mine, I think. Yeah, again, I don't even see the guys. I just noticed my reticle just snapped to something. I was like, oh, okay, I guess I'll shoot. You can see it's like jittering. That means it's not resting at the center of the screen. It's like, okay, I guess it's locking onto something I can't see. Shoot Electro King at the end or something. Pretty intense. Okay. Put some damage there, I guess. We drop some frames. Okay, I think we did it. Just hanging out. I mean,
Electra, it's all right.
The skiing section in the PS1 game was so weird, and it had the problem that a lot of the stages in that game had too, where like the objective even was a little bit confusing. So it was never, no part of it was really like very satisfying. Felt very hacky and kind of awkward. Like, I don't know that it's much of a complaint to make of this, that it's like less creative or less original. Like, it fulfills its purpose, right? It's breaking up the monotony with a different sort of gameplay. You have a different sense of control, but it works well enough. And again, it realizes that idea or sort of what's the word? The fantasy sort of going down a ski slope and shooting dudes. Like, it's doing that far more effectively than the PS1 stage did. So yeah, I like this version a lot better. Of this level specifically, I mean. The game, I don't know. Too easy to tell, or too early to tell. Yeah, the PS1 game seems a lot less well known. Like, I think it seems to me, playing them, that the PS1 game is a lot sort of smaller and simpler in scope. Like, it just feels, this feels like a bigger budget game. And, you know, maybe this is where they threw more of their marketing money and maybe development budget for that matter. I don't know. Obviously, the N64 had like the GoldenEye sort of fan base built in, who were maybe more eager to play a new Bond game than PS1 owners. So I don't know. But I also think it's not unreasonable for this, like, again, on both accounts, like, it's not surprising that more people would have been interested in this N64 game than the PS1 game. But it's also not surprising that, like, this one would garner, like, of all the people who had played either or both games, I think there are more things to remember fondly about this than the PS1 game in a sense. PS1 game I think looked really great, and it was neat and it was charming, but I think in 2000 I think it, like, I can see why it wouldn't have made much of a splash. Version had multiplayer, I guess that's true. It's like I kind of gloss over that because it doesn't really mean anything to me. Certainly not now, but it wouldn't, I don't know that it would have meant too much to me at the time either, because I was so into like PC multiplayer games at the time. Did we save? I think we did, but let's override it again just to be safe. Alright, so we're back on track and we can do Night Watch, but I still probably want to do it on Agent first, to get a good sense of the map layout and everything. But yeah, that feels very good. I feel much better about my continued progress through this game right now than I did when we wrapped up the stream last time. I was feeling pretty dejected and like, man, this is just miserable. But hey, turns out changing the control scheme was a good idea. We will advance shortly, but I need to take a short break. I need to go to the bathroom. I should refill beverage here and probably just stretch a little bit. But I'll see you guys in just a few minutes. Am I doing all difficulties? Definitely not. We might try an early stage on 00 or something if we really want to, but I'm not that much of a masochist, so we'll make do with Secret Agent, if that. We'll see. We might drop down to Agent to finish it as well. Give me a sec here. I just get my audio mixer thing on screen. So this. All right. Yeah, I'll be back in a few minutes. See you guys then. All right. Returned. We refreshed, refilled. I'm ready to go. Get some game audio and video back here. I'll set the timer, might as well. And yeah, let's actually finally make some real progress. Let's do, okay, so I was going back and forth on this last time because I was like, all right, in GoldenEye, I was being a little stubborn and just was playing on Secret Agent, and I was struggling a lot with a lot of levels. And it wasn't until like really late in the process that I kind of realized that, you know what, I should just try to finish the stages on Agent first to learn the level, and then I can step it up to Secret Agent. So I was like, all right, so with this game, I should keep that in mind, and we'll just do that. And then as soon as I stepped up to Secret Agent, it was like really difficult. I was like, fuck, okay, screw it, we'll just do Agent. But coming to it today, I'm having a much easier time with it, and I'm feeling okay about Secret Agent. So now I'm like, maybe we should just keep going on Secret Agent. Because I was feeling like, well, if, you know, if things go well, we can save ourselves some time and effort by not redoing the stage for the sake of redoing it. But I don't know, man. Like, I think the odds of us just sailing through a level first try on Secret Agent is pretty low. I will go Agent first, but if we do this and then redo it on Secret Agent, and we feel like, if I manage to justify it, if I can build up enough confidence to go Secret Agent immediately, we might start doing that. But I think for now, I'm okay being a little cautious. I don't want to get a too like inflated sense of confidence just because we smoothly finished a few levels that I'd already finished, and even though the last one took a good couple of attempts. But once you got the second armor, it was pretty, you know, pretty easy. All right, so this is where we sneak around Electra King's manor. Find telephones and plant wiretaps. Yeah, so this was my probably least favorite level of the PS1 game because it was so stressful. It took a couple of attempts, and once we got like once we made some real headway into the level, we finished it on that go. So I didn't have to redo long stretches of it, but the opening I redid like 6 times. So we'll see how this goes. Message from M, head of MI6. Obvious that you were right. Electra is Renard's next target. We need to discover the traitor inside King Industries. Electra's head of security, a man named Davidov, we suspect has been having secret meetings with an unknown person who we think may be Renard. We need proof, however, and that is where you come in, 007. Take a look in Davidov's security office and search for evidence of a conspiracy with Renard. Electra's villa has a high level of security. Take a quiet look around and determine Davidov's activities. Our number one suspect is Davidov. He received training from the KGB but left when they got reformed. He ended up working for King around 4 years ago. You'll need to ensure he doesn't catch on to you. Another person to avoid is Gabor. He's Electra's bodyguard and is fiercely loyal to Electra. He won't take kindly to anyone sneaking around his mistress's property. Electra still doesn't fully trust you, and if she discovers that you're spying on her employees, she'll be furious. Don't harm any of Electra's other workers. All but Davidov are certainly innocent. Think about that. Apart from the patrolling guards, you need to watch out for the cameras. They've got motion sensors with a limited range. Each set of cameras is linked to a nearby security hut, so your best course of action is probably finding those security centers and disabling their systems. Be sure to get out of your room without causing suspicion. Right, now pay attention, 007. Your P2K is silenced, but there shouldn't be any shooting unless things go horribly wrong. The wrist dart gun should suffice for most situations. Other equipment will be far more useful for this mission. Our new X-ray glasses, a digital camera that will operate in almost total darkness, phone taps, and a safe decryptor to help you gather evidence. Oh boy, this level sounds like a handful already. There's like stealth, I have to sneak around, I can't kill anyone, there's cameras, I have to wiretap several phones, I don't know how many, I need to take pictures, whatever, I need to be mindful of my weapons. Well, yeah, okay, so I need to find documents to photograph, telephones to plant wiretaps, there's like patrolling guards, I have to avoid Gabor, I don't know. I think we're gonna have to just learn to navigate the map and see what's up. And I can immediately tell that, yes, I definitely want to make sure to play this on Agent first, so you get a little bit more of kind of allowance for mistakes and whatnot as you explore a little bit. Gabor, yeah, he looks a little dumpy compared to the movie, doesn't he? Gabor sees you outside your room, then it'll all be over. Okay. Davidov? Watch Electra's head of security closely. He may be our inside man. Okay. King Guard. King Industries has a large private security force to protect its sites around the world. They're well trained and armed with rifles. Avoid being spotted by these men and do not harm them. Electra's villa is also protected by a number of professional bodyguards. Okay. Just don't be spotted by anyone, I guess. So let's take a look at our inventory first, because it sounds like we got a whole slew of things. Not sure. I haven't really used the dart.
Good evening, 007. Electra's villa has a high level of security. Take a quiet look around and see what Davidov is up to.
Pretty cool.
R is here to tell you about the security system.
Brief us again.
Patrolling guards, you'll need to watch out for the security cameras. They've got motion sensors
Okay, yeah, just a post-briefing briefing.
Each set of cameras is linked to a nearby security office, so your best course of action is probably finding those security centers and disabling their systems.
Be sure to get out of your room without causing suspicion.
So we're gonna walk around.
Take care to stay in the room, Mr. Bond. I would hate for a guard to shoot you by mistake.
We're gonna sneak around outside? I mean, seems like it if we have to access the security huts. Although I don't know if that's a factor on this difficulty level. Clearly it's not a mission objective. But it might be. Oh, this is pretty sick. I mean, it's pretty nauseating. What am I looking for? Okay, let's take a look here. Find telephones, however many. Photograph documents showing Davidov as a traitor. Okay. Look at this. Like, Jesus Christ, so much stuff. Oh yeah, so I guess we use this to screw up the surveillance videotape stuff. Safe cracker to find Davidov's documents. So on the bank level, we only received the data scrambler when we played on the difficulty that actually used it, which is a good improvement over GoldenEye, when sometimes the briefing's a little ambiguous and you get like 3 gadgets that you don't understand how to use, and it turns out that none of them are relevant on the difficulty you're playing. In this game, it seems like if you get it in your inventory, then you have to use it, or you're meant to use it. Okay. Ooh, I wonder if I can... Oh yeah, okay, I can go directly to Dart that way. Okay. Am I meant to...
Remember, 007, you need to utilize all of your stealth training to avoid detection while in the villa. Avoid confrontation at all costs.
On my balcony, though. That should be fine. Step over to that ledge there. Can I climb this vine? I don't know that I trust ladders or ladder-like vegetation. Drop down. I didn't even realize this was such a step down from the balcony. Okay. Crouch, I guess. Ah, okay. Confirmed climbable. So can I go in within the bushes? Okay, I got like my stream light blasting directly at my face also. So the dark parts here are significantly less visible to you than they are to me than they are to you. Because I'm glancing over to my OBS preview. It's like, oh wow, okay, that's so much easier to see. Yes, I'm just like so. Okay, so there's a gun. Or, gun. A camera. I wonder, can I shoot out the camera?
Over there.
Okay. Well, I mean, that makes sense. Like, exploding a camera probably wouldn't be completely silent, you know? Hey, we can just continue. Is that a security hut or just a pool house? Was that a text from Q? Was that beeping? Oh, I guess not. Well, whether or not this is a security hut. Open door. Wow, the frame rate's going places. Seems like there's maybe a sort of linear kind of progression. I didn't get like a lockpick or anything, did I? But that's the thing, like, I'd rather explore as far as I can before I restart. So we can minimize the number of surprises next time, hopefully. But yeah, he's just gonna see me if I'm low on darts here. Especially if I keep missing. Okay, so it's the idea that we sneak behind him. This looks so cool, by the way. Illuminated pool. Guys, just don't give up. Oh, a dude up there, right? There's like a tree. Avoid casualties? What did I do? Someone fall into the pool and drown? What happened? It seems, you know, I don't feel like I should be held responsible for whatever happened. Well, I guess, I mean, we're already failed, so I might as well shoot people. Huh. Getting caught by Gabor is just an instant fail. And I just realized I should have just restarted, because now we gotta have to watch the intro again, but... Well, we can skip it, but we'll have to sit through the load screens. Oh, shit! Actual unique game over cutscene? Well, okay, it wasn't that elaborate, but... Alright, but up until we blew up the camera, I think we were doing okay. I don't know if you're meant to go out the balcony. I didn't check. Like, you would think logically...
Good evening, 007.
that they would like lock the door or just like have guards stationed outside the door so I wouldn't just walk into the hallway, right? If they were like, stay in your room, buddy. But that's not to say we couldn't do that, right? So I guess this is literally like making me slightly not nauseous exactly, but it's very disorienting. The yeah. But I'm trying to see if there's like any information here that we can glean that would actually be helpful.
Remember, 007, you need to utilize all of your stealth training to avoid detection while in the villa. Avoid confrontation at all costs.
Jumping and crouching a little bit awkward with these controls, but doable as long as we don't have to do it in the middle of the action. Didn't look like there was a room on the other side of that door, but I figured I might as well be thorough and check. Yeah, your view distance here is pretty appalling. But it seemed like I could sneak. I don't think I have to wait for any kind of enemy phases or anything. I think I can just sneak past here. They're busy having a conversation. So I reckon I can just... There's a camera. Okay. That thing would have seen me last time. I didn't realize there was a... And that's why it was beeping when I was standing there. So the question is, the guard here who's like watching over the pool, I wonder how far he can see. Like, do I knock him out? Of course, knowing that there's a camera here, I should be able to just go to the right. Because it doesn't seem to look super far to the right. If I'm like over here, I should be fine. Of course, I don't know the range of it either. It just doesn't seem... I don't know. Does it seem right to sneak like past the guard and on the left side of the pool? Because I feel like I'm just sneaking right into his like field of view. But maybe if I push as far against the outer wall as I can make it all the way around. And if I'm on the other far side of the pool, he might just not be able to see that far. It's like the first level where you could leave through thought. What? I don't even remember the first level at this point. Bank, I guess? Surely the camera's not going to see this far, at least. Through the window, I see, yeah. May or may not have been a thing. So far, so good. Noises. Well, annoying. But okay, it's very convenient to be able to walk through doorways knowing that there's not going to be a dude on the other side. Seems a little opaque now, though. Do I go into like a loading zone here? No, it's just locked. Let me know if you guys see any phones somewhere. Is this just a monster closet where they can spawn enemies? Like it. So this whole thing just seemed okay. There's a window here. It's like hard to see, but okay, yeah, there's a window. Well, so much for this then. I guess we have to go back. You guys reckon I could just walk on the outside of this without him seeing me? That seems unlikely. So hard to even see where the... Oh, it's kind of nerve-wracking. I don't like this stuff. Okay, yeah. This dude shouldn't notice me, but again, like... purely because he's staring directly at that doorway is why I'm a little nervous. But it's this far away and it's supposed to be like nighttime and dark. I reckon it should be fine. I mean, I don't know what else I'm supposed to do. Sort of knocking him out, but... that doesn't line up too well with avoiding confrontation at all costs. Okay. This. Here I might actually have to... oh shit. Terrifying.
Over there.
Oh, fuck. Phone. Ah, okay. Well, we got this far. The most annoying thing is I don't know where I fucked up. Is that a... not a camera on the wall or anything, is it? Okay, he looks like he's stuck there. Okay, that's good. Well, we can do that at least. One of two. Okay, at least there's not 5. Like in the PS1 game. I guess there's like gotta be some other outdoors area, or like, because we didn't, this part that was in the cutscene, like we didn't see that yet, right? So can go there. Is the fake door over here? No, at least back outside. Okay, looks like that guy saw me. They're in some kind of alert state, I guess. See, this is where I'm not like overly enthused with the levels in this being so much larger than the PlayStation game, because I'm just getting lost, and like I'm feeling this sense of dread that I was redoing this stage. I would memorize all these locations and where to go. Having said that, it does seem like it's somewhat linear. Seemed like that guy was like running towards me, but maybe he wasn't. And this is a security hut.
Quick, go, Gabor.
Was that gunfire? I think it might have been. Can I close the door, please? No, that's the wrong button. Am I not supposed to be able to cycle through them? Well, whatever. Nice. Okay. Feels good. Might still be able to do this, but I'm a little nervous about Gabor. I guess he woke up. Grab his gun. That means the other guy's gonna wake up. Let's get the fuck out of here. Yep. Just for like hiding. Boy. It's like I'm getting by just well enough that I can't keep going. They're like locking eyes with me through the wall. This is alright, this is a little silly. Oh, there's a safe though. Okay. Might have important documents. See, if we clear this level, I feel immediately no excitement for redoing this on Secret Agent. However, it does seem plausible that it's not the level of difficulty wouldn't be that different. One of two, huh? Like, at least if you learn to do the level correctly. I mean, I guess maybe there's more guards, but it would seem like you learn to sneak past everything. Then that's kind of it. It's pretty huge, though. Okay, I'm guessing this is the exit, maybe? Clearly there was a section I didn't check through the gate. I feel like maybe there's more in the house. He just did a little flip. I mean, they're like barely hurting me, which is a bit weird. Yeah, so there's like more cameras here, I guess. And this level's confusing. It's exactly what I was fearing. So I need to find one more evidence and one more telephone. I'm not even sure like where I haven't been yet. This is where it came out, right? Yeah. This was the hallway that like led to nowhere. Very low on ammo. All right, this guy. I'm just kind of backtracking to make sure. Okay. I'm gonna restart now before it's too late. Yeah. It's very frustrating because not only do I not really know what caused me to fail, but because there's this weird universal alarm state.
Remember, 007, you need to utilize all of your stealth training
once
to
I'm
avoid detection
in
while
that,
in
like
the
once I
villa.
have been
Avoid
seen,
confrontation at all costs.
I can't really, like, I can explore and see, you know, where there are guards and such, but I can't realistically really practice any one section. Oh wait, can I climb up? No, it doesn't look like it. Like, there's going to be a lot of lead up until you can get to that sort of trial and error-y part. It's quite tedious. Now, where's that camera looking? Oh, oh, whoa, 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 whoa. These guys walking around now? Oh, wait, it's a different person. Maybe I was just faster this time. And that person had already left. The fuck? Okay. But going to the right here had... there was nothing there, right? Nothing here either. Oh, that's right. There was this big outdoors part where I like just kind of ran past everything. I got seen at some point. Yeah, this whole part. Wonder if I can take out guards. Find out. Like, will there be an alert? They wake up or whatever? I think that guy goes on like the outer perimeter. What? Is there like an insect or something? What? Oh shit, is that him? That's him. Okay. Okay, okay. That explains that, I guess. Okay, so you can't knock him out, I see. Well, what I wanted to find out is whether, like, the knocked out dudes, if someone else comes across them, like, what happens? Oh, whoa, okay. You know what? Let's do this on Secret Agent, because we might as well. I'm not going to want to finish this level more than once. And it looks like the objectives are all the same. I might as well try it. We'll see if anything's any different. Or we won't. We'll just go through with it. Oh, man, what a emotional roller coaster this game has been. Like, first I was struggling so much and I wasn't having a good time at all, and then I came back to it today, reinvigorated, playing on Secret Agent, doing just fine, smoothly progressing through going through the previous levels. Wait, okay. This one isn't flashing. Can I wiretap this phone? I can. That's 1 out of 3. So there's one more on Secret Agent. But also I kept missing this one, so good thing I did this. But that means that on Agent, this would have been 1 of 2. Well, I guess the, like, all... the phones are all still there, I would assume. It's just a matter of how many of them you need to wiretap. But this means that likely the evidence section, like objective rather, could be different as well. Okay, so now there's 3 guys here. Man, I don't know what the cycles are for that 4th person to just be out and about here. Maybe the phone wasn't even there? Maybe. I guess I didn't pay attention. I mean, I didn't really notice it until now, so... Could be. That means that there could be stuff over here that was... Oh, I guess that's... Shit. Possible, right? Like the sections that seemed pointless and empty maybe were just pointless and empty because I was playing on Agent. I could have x-rayed that, but probably wouldn't really have helped. I mean, I'm pretty screwed now. But let's see if we can still do some meaningful data collection. So... He's like right there. But that might be Gabor, I can't even tell. I guess it was, but I mean, obviously, I was already screwed. But we did confirm that going to the right there, to the little window part, is not helpful. So we'll retrace our step. I need to check something. A and B. Oh, okay, okay. That's what we want. There we go. Jumping is a little awkward. Oh. Can go this way. Okay. That's interesting. Dude there. Oh shit. Is that the same guy? Did he come back or is there a second guy? Dude, the view distance on the X-ray specs is so atrocious. I mean, that's obviously deliberate, but it's nerve-wracking. Is that him up there? No, that's the gate. I don't know where he went. Oh, there he is. Okay. I could sneak past there, but try as best I can to keep my eye on his. But he takes a hot minute to go up the little hill and coming back, so My opportunity to sneak past. Whoops, he just stays there for a bit, I guess. Oh, repeat.
You're that.
Jesus Christ, why was he facing this way?
Get him.
Well, that fucking sucks. Well, we're still collecting data, so... Funnily enough, I guess I really wouldn't necessarily have needed to go in here. Like, strictly speaking, it's not necessary, I guess. Oh, so this disables the camera for that section we already learned to sneak past the cameras. So this was literally completely pointless. Well, we learned something. Because that's all that's here, right? Well, that guy didn't seem alerted, so... never mind. Wait, someone... Oh. He woke up, I see. And now this guy... Oh. Man, this sucks so much. Like, man, talk about like just a screeching to a halt. You do that fun, cool skiing level. No. And then you do this, like, immediately after. Oh, thinking of making some hot chocolate. That sounds pretty relaxing. Yeah, so that first section you can go through the gate seems to be to disable these cameras. But that does answer a question I had, which was clearly the next camera booth security hut thing does not disable these cameras. I wasn't sure, but yeah, okay, that's that part. Oop. Man, I guess it's just like on some weird timer that maybe doesn't reset between attempts or something? Good boy. I don't think I was seen. But are these guys gonna spot me through the window? No, they just spot me fucking in here. Maybe they saw the door open. But I guess that's not how you're meant to get in here then. There's like am I supposed to walk in through the door here? Seems a little unlikely. Maybe we're okay. I don't think these... There was no guards here, I think. I figure there might be a phone here. Two of three, okay. Yeah, these guys don't seem alerted, so I feel like it's like a completely global thing. Wrong button. Where's my buttons? There we go. He's not facing me, he's yawning. They're noticing when you open the fucking door. That is so fucked. That is so fucked. I wish I could collect the darts. These guys. Am I supposed to dart him through the window? I don't get it. I really don't get it. Well, if I can run away quickly enough. Maybe we're sort of, kind of okay here. You wasted darts. So I didn't necessarily intend to go here because I'm pretty sure it's just the camera, whatever. The guy kind of forced my hand. Here? Oh, right, the safe. I mean, yeah, they're pretty ready. Maybe I can just punch him? Anything hits it? Man, how much longer is this level? I thought maybe this was the exit, but I guess we... Okay, all these guys have fucking perfect predator night vision now. You make it this far, I guess you can maybe hide around the trees. Another security hut and a car. Wait, so Davidov's gonna be around here somewhere, right? Because there was an objective not to get seen by him also, right? Yeah, avoid alerting Davidov. Okay. Oh. Have I disabled this camera? I don't know. There's no one inside. Davidov, right? I don't know what any of this is, but yeah, see, that was evidence. I was meant to know that, but wait. That was all. Hang on. Climb undetected into back of Davidov's car. Did we just do this? What the hell? I'm so confused and bewildered. I guess we did it. Okay. I guess we did it somehow. I don't even know. I just like started photographing at random in that final room. And I guess because there was one item on a table that looked like a unique thing. It's like, well, maybe that's a thing. And there was something that looked less unique, and I sort of, as a joke, photographed it, but I guess that was complete, or both of them were in the same picture. I don't know. It's just... okay. I'm so happy that we did this. It doesn't feel satisfying at all. It's just a sense of relief that we don't have to do this anymore, and that we can continue, and that we're able to progress through secret agent difficulty. But man, I hate this feeling of like... you made progress, you completed a challenge, you succeeded in something, but you're not really sure how, you're not really sure why. You kind of wish you weren't tasked with this challenge in the first place. But let's pray that that's the only pure stealth level in the game, and then we get to do some actual fun shooting again now. Ugh. We might as well try it Secret Agent first, right? Oh boy. And there's so many objectives. Eliminate Davidov, pick up Davidov's phone, get controller to land plane, find Dr. Arkov's ID badge, find an item to bribe the pilot, board the plane, avoid civilian casualties. And this is pretty cool. This is like a lot more like the movie than the PS1 game, and that kind of skipped over this whole part. In the PS1 game, we had a boss fight against Davidov in Electra King's parking garage, which was, you know, kind of sick in its own right, but not much like the movie. Like in that game, you have to kill Davidov to pick Dr. Arkov's fake ID off of Davidov's body. And then you just go, like, in the next level is like when you're in that facility. Well, whatever. Message from M. Your job is to protect Electra King from Renaud, not to leave her in the middle of the night. I hope you have a good reason for your recent activities, 007. M's displeased, 007, but I managed to look into those things you asked about. The dead body in the back of Davidov's car is Dr. Mikhail Arkov, a nuclear physicist with the Russian Atomic Energy Department. Was there a dead body there? It seemed pretty roomy when I climbed back there, but alright, sure. It looks as if Davidov is going to pose as Arkov for some reason. You should keep that ruse alive by posing as Arkov too, if you get the chance. Davidov used his office phone to call an old military airstrip that was supposed to have been shut down years ago. It looks as if Davidov is going to be catching a plane tonight. He's also expecting a call back later on, and we've got a cellular number listed for him. If you can acquire Davidov's cell phone, it will come in useful. We took a look at the other items you sent us. Davidov's been receiving large cash payments from a bank we know is used by the Russian mafia to launder money. I'd say that Renard has been paying him off. Davidov isn't innocent, Bond, and almost certainly the traitor. Well, Bond, if you're going to insist on running around a forest after dark, I've got a couple of items which should give you an edge over anyone else who's out there. These night vision goggles will allow you to see clearly even in the darkest environment. Their power cell will automatically recharge when you're not using them. Oh, and we thought you may want something with a little more range than your P2K. Sure. I also just realized now that my X-ray sunglasses were not supposed to have been night vision goggles. I just used them as that at stage because it kind of worked that way when you were in range. But now we have actual night vision goggles, which I guess will be the same except not X-ray, but maybe they have better range. kind of surveillance info we got? Just Davidoff. Davidoff's been taking payoffs, and there's a dead body in his car. He is the traitor in King Industries. Eliminate Davidoff and take his place. Alright, so eliminate Davidoff is the first order of business. Collect his phone. Get controller to land plane. Find Arkov's ID badge, which you would think Davidoff has on him as well. Find an item to bribe the pilot or the plane. Avoid civilian casualties makes me wonder, like, where's this level even located, and who are these civilians who are going to be wandering around? Well, find out, I guess. My package delivery might show up at any moment, by the way. So I may have to step aside briefly whenever that happens. Maybe there's scientists around. Yeah, who knows? Actually, we're not at the research facility. We're at their secret clandestine meeting or something, I think. Maybe it just seemed like it was a secret criminal meeting in the movie because Bond just went there and killed Davidoff. Well. Yeah, I guess. Huh. Sneaky path. Is that a civilian? Like stealth knock this guy out. I don't have my watch. Oh, no, I do. Okay. It was just set to stun. I don't have any darts. Okay. Well, you know what? Okay, why don't we do some research here? Okay, not civilians. Did we just activate the alarm? Shooting at me? Oh, hello. Okay. But that's still probably a good idea to take that route until I call the alarm on myself. Up with this roadblock thing. Whatever. Well, surprisingly not that dark. What's going on over here? Alright, if he's running away, that's fine by me. Oh, okay. Oh, the crossbows. Crossbow bolt ammo. Is that my automatic crossbow? Oh. Axe here. Okay, so I know where to find the card. I'm completely lost. No idea where I am. I might be going backwards. Oh boy, that's gonna reload pretty slowly, isn't it? Sniper rifle. I'm assuming you kind of don't want to really... Well, maybe I was gonna say want to shoot those alarm boxes. But maybe if you do, like, they probably are alerted to it. But will that mean that they know where you are? Who knows? Yeah. I mean, that was a lost cause, obviously, but It's entirely possible that the whole civilian casualty thing doesn't matter until you're like at the airstrip at the end of the level or something. And I will say though, like at least going into it, I shouldn't necessarily say that I think the more open or larger levels are bad or that I don't like them, but it does mean that anytime we kind of go into a level, I'm always filled with this like sense of unease that I'm about to like get lost or not really understand where to go, or like in this case, just everything kind of blending together. Like the process of learning the levels feels kind of daunting. Maybe.
Quickly, sound the alarm.
Dude, so much for the fucking silencer. I mean, realistically, in real life, obviously, compressors are not that silent, but the video game. Well, okay. Let's see if we can do that better. Okay, so note to self, don't try to be a hero and snipe that guy from 20 meters away when I can snipe him from 2 meters away. I am a little bit curious to try to shoot the alarm box, just so we have a better understanding of how the mechanic works and what will happen if you do. At least if you shoot dudes, they just like fade out of existence. Okay, so just to science it. I mean, that didn't really seem to. Never mind. Well, I mean, they would have heard the explosion probably. Like, realistically, logically, even if we're not taking into account how the game mechanics work. It's not unreasonable for dudes to come running. What am I locking onto? This guy? Something. No, there's a whole bunch of dudes. Okay. Don't shoot the alarm boxes. I didn't think I was supposed to. Based on our experiences sneaking through the previous level, this is pretty much what I expected. Yep, hang on. All right, I'm back. We pause the timer. I guess probably accounting for various messing around would be fine to let the timer sit there, but there we go. That was a delivery that was about as confusing as some of the stuff we've experienced in the game here, but that's fine. I got my package. So we're good to go. Do that. And try again. Wait. I'm gonna totally forget the timer, so let's just resume. Oh, that's Davidov. I just realized.
Over here. Quickly, sound the alarm.
Ah, trees. Okay, there we go. I wonder if this is something you can, like, move past the alarm state, I mean. Pour on ammo. I mean, the alarm's already turned on. Can't get much worse, can it? Dude. Okay. And a lot of silenced weapons, at least. River Road. Okay, wait. What do we have to do? Maybe you just want to run after Davidov and kill him even sooner, like not fuck around like I did. Yeah, because I wonder if you can, if you run, take the path I did, I wonder if you can ambush Davidov and kill him without alerting the guards ahead. Well, we're most likely going to fail this mission, so we can probably get a chance to try that. And if we don't fail, then even better. Right, so Arkov's ID badge. Is that in this little hut? We found it previously. Forgot where it was, but it was in some building, I think. Oh yeah, it was there. How many bullets do I need? Okay. Okay, so river, road. Check out the river, I guess. That, like, weird little short circuit noise anytime you... Man. It's too... Like... How big is this level? It's, like, kind of impressive, but it's... Kind of sucks. Oh shit, I thought this was a slope that led up. That works. Well, these guys are just patrolling, but maybe it's because I'm out of range. Yeah, that guy looks like he... Cool boy. Sure, that'll do. Ugh. I saw that there's another guy on the left, but yeah, a lot of the times you get shot at from directions that are really confusing. Alright, so let's try again. And just make a mad dash for it. And just to see if I can take him out. Like unnoticed. In fact, it might be interesting to see if you can even run down the main road. I never even like looked at this path, but do this. I'm not gonna be like fancy and snipe him all slowly.
Quickly, sound the alarm.
No, okay. Yeah, the other guy saw me.
Over there! Over here! There's an intruder! Raise the alarm!
Alright. Not a good strat, but I wanted to make sure. Because there's too many guys here. I can see it. You know, I might as well just restart. The question is... Yeah, I also forgot that he's got like 800 HP for some reason. Load times. Okay, just so I've seen it, we're gonna have to restart, but let me go down the main path and just see. Okay. A bunch of guards there, I see. I was curious if you could like maybe just catch up with him and shoot him in the back, but of course it wouldn't be that easy. Analog controls. Okay, he's just walking on top of the trees. Sure, cool.
Quickly, sound the alarm.
Who said that? Tree guy? Like, those guys are shooting at me. He doesn't seem to care. So I shot him. That guy, maybe? No one seemed to actually have sounded the alarm, though, but, like, what difference does it make? Use. Ugh. I was hoping we'd be done with the stealth shit, but alas. At least the goggles recharge really quickly. That guy didn't seem alerted. I don't know, the the alert state system in this seems about as impenetrable as the one in GoldenEye. Okay, let's check the status here. Get controller to land plane. So this one is listed as earlier. So usually the objectives are listed in mostly like chronological order, so to speak. Not always, but it seems like they usually make an attempt to list them in an order that kind of makes sense as you go through the mission. Which means that maybe I should sort of backtrack a little bit to try and find the controller to land the plane. Yeah, because that leads back to where we were. Oh, fucking hell. I was like, let me at least shoot him before he gets to the alarm thing, but nope. Hard to say how much of a difference it makes, though, to be honest. Elaborate animations. Oh my god, it's like the weird shotgun mechanics too. You have to load it one bullet at a time, but also do the entire loading for every bullet. It's kind of absurd. Been handed here though. Death animations are really cool, but definitely a little obnoxious when it's hard to tell. Like usually it's more about if you can see the weapon being dropped. Like that's kind of how you tell if you killed someone or not. Like from the animation of what they're doing, it's not that easy to tell. Nothing to loot here, for real? Might as well walk around loading. Bullet at a time. A good weapon for this level. Leads back to the river. It's like, wait, I think I'm locking onto someone? Like, yep, there's a dude. I'm so confused about the layout of this level. Like, I guess there's a main kind of road. Okay, this looks like it's... Yeah, this is the airfield. Dead. Dude, I need to swap weapons. Guess I got him. Maybe? I don't know. Okay, I just had to shoot him 65 times. Nice of them to open the gate for me. Okay, get controller to land plane. That sounds like something I might do here at the airstrip, right? Find an item to bribe the pilot. Could be literally anything, anywhere. No civilians so far, though, which... I mean, that's good, but... makes me a little nervous about what I may have missed. Is there a door on this building? I guess not. Oh, there's a shutter. That's the door. Arm though. Hope that's not a civilian. Looks like a control tower, kind of a... Armor would be real great. I'll tell you what, if I die, I think I might just go back to Agent. Because we're kind of going back full circle to my original idea. Like, this seems perfectly doable. I just don't know what I'm meant to do. And I think completing it on Agent is going to make it a little easier to, like, figure out. Lennox? I think I'm hitting him. Like, just with a little fewer guards, a few less things to kind of worry about. Can't quite shoot through the railing. The door? No, not. Barrel or a door? Oh, that's a door. Okay. Oh, hello. That's why it's open. I see. Just a dude. Looks like a little boss room or something, but no, just a dude hanging out by his explosive barrels. This is just nothing. But I don't know. Maybe there's something in here on 00 Agent. It is kind of interesting, though, that seemingly the layout of the level, well, not the layout, but like the level gets kind of populated differently based on difficulty. So the stuff that's relevant for the objectives only appear on the difficulty level where you actually have the objective, which I think is cool. Sports bag. Okay, great. We learned something. We're potentially almost done with the level, actually. Depending on my understanding of these last couple of steps. Get controller to land plane is a little vaguely kind of find that means. Because I can't jump through the window. Oh. Civilian. Yes. This is nerve-wracking mostly because if I die and have to redo this, which I expected. Okay. I'm freaking out because I can't tell if they're enemies or not. Then it's like, I don't know how like, am I gonna find my way back here? Am I gonna be able to figure out where that truck with the sports bag was? Not so sure.
Don't hurt me. Who are you?
Bond. James Bond. Now land that plane for me.
Okay, Flight 711, you're cleared for immediate landing, over.
Roger that, Control.
Is that how that works?
We'll begin our landing at once.
Just land the plane. Okay. It's just... plane's just hanging out, waiting to land. Pretty cool. But now what? Shit. Oh, there's a plane. Pretty good. Who's talking to me?
Yes. Have something for me, Commodore?
Here.
Sure. Okay, we're good. A ghost just checked our credentials. I think we did everything right. I was just busy looking for a damn door on the plane, and this henchman starts asking us questions. Woo, we did it. Man, this game is a little bit of a mess. I just want a mission where I understand what I'm doing. But we did it. We did it. We're making headway from, you know, having cleared a few level on Agent. We're now like almost halfway through the game on Secret Agent. It's gaming. Yeah, we're officially halfway through the game. Yeah, Jesus Christ. Oh, Masquerade. So this is when we're in. This is where we meet Renard for the first time, and also Denise Richards, which on the PS1 is also like, it's not a stealth level. It's more like, well, Masquerade. You're walking around. It's like an adventure level for the first half, and then the second half is like just straight shootout level. But yeah, some nice straightforward action would be very welcome at this point. Infiltrate facility, do not arouse suspicion. That at least means we don't have to, like, it's okay for people to see us. You do seem to have a nose for trouble, 007. We don't know what Davidoff was intending to do here, and we don't know who else is involved. So be careful about trusting anyone until you're sure about their loyalties. Right, Bond. You're now in one of the more desolate regions of Kazakhstan. This place is one of the old Soviet nuclear testing facilities, owned by the Russian Atomic Energy Department. We've kept an eye on all these places for years. This one... Whoa. I didn't mean to do that. I meant to scroll. This one is in the process of being decommissioned. They're disarming and dismantling any remaining warheads now. The other scientists are the International Decommissioning Agency, which is a United Nations-sponsored organization. They'll be managing the decommissioning to make sure it's environmentally responsible and safe. The whole place is being guarded by the CIS Army under the command of a man named Colonel Akakievich? Now, any of the people here may be secretly working for Renard. Those men you are with are disguised as Russian scientists. So keep pretending you're Dr. Arkov until you know what's really going on. You're on your own for this one, Bond. Keep your cool and I'm sure you'll be fine. Now disguised as Dr. Arkov. He was supposed to be on assignment decommissioning this testing facility, and it looks as if Davidov killed him to take his place. Well, thank you, John Cleese. That's very pertinent information. Well, it's not stealth exactly, because we don't have to hide. Well, I mean, I don't know what it's like here, but based on what the movie is like and what the PS1 equivalent of this level is, you're not hiding so much as just, you know, walking around, snooping around a little bit. So hopefully it's not too much like the previous 2 levels. Colonel Akakievich. Commanding officer of this facility is a colonel. It's a colonel in the Army of the Commonwealth of Independent States. Akakievich will be expecting Dr. Arkov, so talk to him carefully. I guess maybe the guy that you show your ID to in the PS1 game looks kind of like this. I don't remember this character like from the movie or anything though. Dr. Jones. A nuclear physicist with the IDA, Christmas Jones is also expecting Arkov. As long as she thinks you're Arkov, she may provide clues about what's going on. Make sure she comes to no harm. Renard. Yeah, with this evil jumpsuit. International anarchist is taking an interest in this facility for some reason. Discover what Renard's plan is and stop him if you can. I will say that I do like that the briefings, like especially the Colin Salmon briefings, they add a lot of context to what's going on. Like that's in the movie, that's shown, that's explained, but there's a lot of these details that are kind of like, I keep calling this level a mine because I can never remember what this actual facility is. It's just like, it's a bunch of cave tunnels. It's a mine. Like, oh yeah, I guess it's nuclear testing, storage facility, whatever, which like kind of makes sense why they're here and how it relates to the plot. What was the objectives? Infiltrate. She must survive. I reckon we're going to get some additional objectives as this mission progresses, but give it a shot. I really hate these load scenes or load screens, but otherwise the little intro.
You better find the officer in charge and let him know you're here.
Are pretty cool. The way they like lens flares. There's a lot of details. Like the graphics here are really pretty good. This guy.
Welcome to Kazakhstan, Dr. Arkov. It isn't often we see someone of your stature here.
I go where the work takes me.
Oh, by the way, you have the transport documents?
Do I? Do I have them here? Oh, I do. Russian Atomic Energy Department documents confirming a warhead shipment to the nuclear facility at Penza 19. Pass identifying the bearer as Dr. Mikhail Arkov of the Russian Atomic Energy Department. With the fucking Pierce Brosnan, like, casting agency headshot on it. It's pretty good.
Look for our IDA physicist. She'll tell you where you want to go.
Right. Okay. Past this point, I guess? Little folding animation. Nope, that's an invisible wall.
Do not arouse suspicion.
Yeah, I guess blue henchman jumpsuit guys.
I'm sorry, I'm very busy.
Sorry to disturb you.
That's so cool. I just want to... Okay. Oh, there she is.
Are you here for a reason? Who are you?
Arkov. Mikhail Arkov. And you are Miss...
Dr. Jones. Christmas Jones. Papers, please. Okay, take the elevator. Okay. Your friends are already down there.
I was trying to browse to my ID, but I guess this works. Let's just walk around with this. Look, guys, I'm a very important science man. Okay. Oh. Comes running. Yeah, this feels a lot more like the movie than the PS1 level.
Your English is very good for a Russian.
I studied at Oxford.
The bomb's up ahead. I'll catch up to you. I want to check something.
Wait, do I have... I don't want to start cycling through here, so I want it to be sure. Okay. Pistol. Very important science man with a questionable Russian accent. Ah, it's fine. It's fine. Wait, you told me to go ahead, but going this direction, right? It's sick.
What are you doing here?
Sorry to disturb you.
Waiting to have a chat.
The bomb's up ahead. I'll catch up to
Okay.
you.
Where's
I
up
wanna
ahead?
Check something.
Is this up ahead? I pressed B. Do I use this panel? I guess so. Okay. Up ahead, and it's just like fucking maze of tunnels. Would you really trust someone to like find their way? Like, yeah, just, you know, just wander around until you find the nuclear bomb.
What are you doing here?
Fine.
Sorry to disturb you.
I'll just... I mean, it's on her authority that I'm just wandering around. Oh shit.
Expecting Davidoff, he caught a bullet instead of a plane.
You can't kill me. I'm already dead.
Not dead enough for me.
I should be grateful. You delivered the money, you killed King, and now you brought me the plane.
That bomb will never leave this place.
Neither will you. There's no point in living if you can't feel alive.
Drop the gun! Now! There are too many new faces around here. Everyone to the surface.
Oh shit. This is sick.
You're an imposter. Dr. Arkov is 63 years old. Who are you?
Those men are the imposters. They're stealing the bomb.
Okay, I don't need to worry about stealth, I'm pretty sure, so... what was the objective? Pick up locator card, escape from blast pit. Okay, in progress. At least getting to this point is like super simple and straightforward. Oh, they're kind of busy shooting the other guys. Okay. Escape from blast pit. Maybe not that busy. Okay, I actually got... You can kind of tell if you're expected to do shooting because you actually get stocked with like decent amounts of ammunition. Nope, that's a crouch button. Climb this thing? Looks pretty climbable to me. Oh wait, is there is a grapple. Of course. There's like the one place in the PS1 game where you actually use the grapple. Not exactly here, but to escape. Oh, yes. This. I feel so relaxed. Just having guys shooting at me, it's pretty straightforward. No time pressure exactly. There's no sneaking pressure. I mean, I'm being shot at, sure, but this guy's... Oh man, this gun seems pretty shit. It's pretty cool. Oh, wait, I was gonna say, is she coming with? I'm like leaning down as if it's gonna help me see better, but... Bulletproof vest in one of these rooms would be pretty nice. But I guess that's a little bit much to ask for. Man, your ability to like hit stuff is so weirdly inconsistent in this game. Yeah, this level is a lot more elaborate. Oh, no need to jump there. These red barrels look so inviting. Okay. Yeah, even the look of the facility is a lot more like the movie here. Okay, I wasn't sure if any of these guys was perhaps Renard and I should walk up to them to trigger a cutscene because they're just standing there. Oh, he's in the elevator, I see.
Mr. Bond. We're even. Soon you'll feel nothing at all.
Please tell me I don't have to fucking awkwardly grapple something to get out of here. Good. Yeah, this is cool. This scene is in the PS1 game also, but you like... Yeah, you very awkwardly use your little grappling hook to latch onto that thing. You ride it through the hallway. Where's Dr. Jones? Maybe she made it out. Wait, there was another objective, right? I have to find a card of some kind? Pick up locator card. I'm fucking sniped. Like, wait. Have anything that can zoom? There's a guy left alive on the left. Oh, that seemed to work. Yeah. What am I standing on? Okay. Back on scenery. Right, it's this. Oh, okay. That required some acrobatics. Saw something blue that I thought might be a vest, but it was just a oil drum. Fence. Like really open and shit. These don't like open, yeah, door's locked. Supposed to go there? You know, I don't know, but yeah, I saw tracers. Yeah, there's bullets flying here, so oh. Quite tense. Oh, wait. Pretty sure I'm missing part, but oh, we're freeze frame city here, I just realized. I don't know if my stream is totally dead, but...
So you're a British spy. Do you have a name?
The name's Bond. James Bond.
Okay. Looks like we're back, maybe? Did I clear the level? I don't think so.
I have a present for you. Something that belonged to my father. He would have wanted you to have it. He often spoke of how compassionately you advised him during my kidnapping.
His lapel pin. But
It's very valuable, you know. I just couldn't let it explode with the rest of him. Take her to the helicopter.
Okay, I'm not sure if stream is alive or not. Yeah, it failed. But that's interesting. We got to see the extent of the mission. Stream is still... you might be super behind also. I don't know. Streaming is over. Okay. Well, I don't think you got to see it properly, but we found the elevator where Christmas Jones was hanging out. It's fine. Okay, good. Yeah, my D drive is going nuts currently, but OBS looks fine, so... and we were just standing in the elevator until the explosions, like, reached the elevator, and then it started going up. So, that was cool. Like, that actually was pretty much the... Well, maybe the ideal outcome is a bit of a stretch, but... we saw the extent of the level. We know how to finish and exit the level. Okay. Sure, we got a hiccup there because even the game froze there for a second, which it never did previously. I just need to figure out where I didn't go in order to collect the locator card. I just hate when you get like objectives like that are so vague. I don't know what a locator card is. I don't know where I should expect to find it. I don't know, like, is it part of the bomb? Is it something like the objective doesn't tell me. It's like the kind of objective that doesn't, you'll have no idea what to do or how to do it until you've already done it, which I find to be a pretty awkward way to give, you know, an instruction. Like, you'll know you've done this when you've done it. It's like, okay, thanks. Yeah, it looks like my SSD is calming down. We should be fine now. Hopefully. I didn't do particularly well, nor was I very careful in any of the shooting. And despite that, we made it to the end of the level. Like, if I figured out where to go for the locator card... it's very likely I would have come across more enemies and I would have died and I would not have made it to the end. So I don't feel bad for missing it. But I know that if I do the level again... I should hopefully be able to do better. It's kind of weird that we get the ending cutscene even when you fail a mission, though. The locator card, the thing they get from inside the bomb, I'm not sure. I'm trying to make sense of...
Arco, you better find the officer in charge and let him know you're here.
Like, what's... what's in the equivalent scene in the movie and in the PS1 game and whatever.
Welcome to Kazakhstan, Dr. Arco. It isn't often we see someone of your stature.
Do I need to do this?
I go where the work takes me.
No objective or anything.
Oh, by the way, you have the transport documents?
I'm right here.
Look for our IDA physicist. She'll tell you where you want to go.
Anyway, let's give this one more shot and hopefully we won't have any more technical hiccups.
Okay, take the elevator. Your friends are already down there.
Continue as planned.
That's a cool little touch. You can talk to these guys. You come with? How does this work? I forget. There's no buttons in this elevator. Did I walk away from some dialogue first? You're just getting stuck on scenery. Was I speedrunning this too hard? Let's try again. let's see if maybe I don't have to show my transport papers to the colonel.
Right, Arco. You better find the officer in charge and let him know you're here.
Like, does it matter? Oh my god, she's not here. I see. Okay, that's how it works.
Continue as planned. Welcome to Kazakhstan.
I have to actually show my papers to this guy for her to spawn.
Of your stature here.
I go where the work takes me.
Oh, by the way, you have the transport documents? Look for our IDA physicist. She'll tell you where you want to go.
I'll talk to her a little more carefully this time.
Are you here for a reason? Who are you?
Arkov. Mikhail Arkov. And you are Miss...
I just...
Dr. Jones. Christmas Jones. Papers.
Oh yeah, I think I showed it to her before she started talking.
Take the elevator. Your
and then
friends
she
are
said
already
that
down there.
line. Yeah, I think I fucked it up by triggering that dialogue before she said her dialogue. I think that's what happened. But it could just be that her pathfinding, like, it might have worked, except I broke the pathfinding somehow. I don't know. That was funny though. Thank God that happened right at the beginning of the level.
English is very good for a Russian.
That'd be a pretty anticlimactic way to...
The bomb's up ahead. I'll catch up to you. I wanted
to fail a mission, you know? Alright, bombs up ahead.
What are you doing here?
Sorry to disturb you.
All these guys getting accosted by insects or whatever is very funny. Like everyone's just waving their hands in front of their faces, flailing around. It's really weird and goofy, but quite charming. Alright, probably skip this. Grapple. Right, it's death hallway. So let me just take a quick look around here first. I'm not really sure exactly in what phase of the level we're supposed to collect the locator or whatever. I'm presuming it's after we escape the explosion, but I don't know that for a fact. Part is pretty annoying. Throwing's a little funky as well. Oh, that works. I didn't quite mean to do that, but that was cool. There's the locator card. Okay, I guess. Okay, well, we could have done it last time and then I guess. Wait, how do I... Oh, yeah, there we go. This is supposed to be full auto, but it's like the gun fucking jams every 2 seconds. It's really weird.
Oh. No hard feelings.
Shoot him!
Nothing at all.
I don't know if you need to jump, but it's cool. Also, I don't want to assume that it's fine to not jump and then die because I didn't jump. Jumping just adds so much to the stakes because I need to fucking reconfigure how I'm holding the controller. Okay, that was probably pretty last second. Keep collecting a bunch of ammo. I want to make sure that everything is at least reloaded. I must not be getting a lot of bullets because I pick up like 4 ammo things and it's like I don't have a lot of ammo for any of the guns. I don't know if I did this far more effectively in terms of damage taken, but I sure did it faster. I think we're good. Locator card, yeah, okay. Okay, sure, anytime now, Dr. Jones. That's so weird.
So you're a British spy. Do you have a name?
The name's Bond. James Bond.
That's a pretty cool level, though.
I have a present for you. Something that belonged to my father. He would have wanted you to have it. He often spoke of how compassionately you advised him during my kidnapping.
It's a bit whack that they lay out this full
it's very valuable
cutscene even when you fail a mission, though.
Let it
It's kind of weird.
with the rest of him. Take her to the helicopter.
Complete. Secret agent. We did it. We did it. 5:53. Yeah, we did. It was like 10 minutes the first time, so that's pretty good. Pretty good. Let's save. City of Walkways 1. Oh yeah, so this is going to be the caviar factory thing with the car and the this level was fucking cool in the PS1 game where you have to use the flare to blow up the helicopters and shit. That was pretty sick. But I reckon this version is probably going to be closer to the actual movie. But I think we will wrap things up there for tonight. Great progress, to be honest. We only cleared 3 new levels, but we cleared 3 previous levels on Secret Agent, so I feel like we got more done this time than the first time I streamed, really. Plenty of game left, though. Let's pause the timer, actually. Unsurprisingly, this game is looking a lot more meaty than the PS1 game. So we're at 6 hours at roughly halfway through the game. I think we finished the PS1 game in like 5 hours or something. So yeah, there's more to chew on here for sure. And I can only assume that things are going to get more difficult. But yeah, there hasn't been a good, like, straightforward just shooting level in a while. I mean, this one had a little bit of an adventure bit, and it was mostly straightforward shooting, but there's always these objectives that I have to worry about figuring out what the hell's going on. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what the rest is going to be like. I think what we'll do is that on Wednesday, we will probably do the unboxing, because I do have another Surugaya shipment that arrived today. with mostly books as usual, but a few games, I think. And I got this other shipment of figures, which I may or may not hold off on opening till then. We'll see. I'm not sure. And then maybe we'll come back to this on Saturday, because Saturday I should be able to stream a little longer. So hopefully, if I do a longer stream, we would have time to finish the rest of the game. It might be pushing it still, but if I stream on Wednesday, I would say it's almost guaranteed that we're not finishing on Wednesday. Also, I'm pretty eager to open that Surugaya box. So, but as usual, I will think about it and I'll make a decision and we'll take it from there. Yeah, we've had a few technical hiccups today, and I think that's just going to be the case moving forward here and there. But I hope that it didn't impact the stream too badly. It is currently a little bit outside my control, so it is what it is. But I'm enjoying myself, and yeah, I didn't have a great time with this game on Saturday, frankly. But I had a much better time with it today. I feel much better about our ability to make progress, my ability to control the game and actually aim and shoot. And yeah, I'm looking forward to continuing. Now let's see what we're gonna do. I think let me check real quick. It's gonna be tricky. Yeah, I wanted to see if there was someone else streaming challenges for Goaty's Gamer of the Year challenge, but it looks like the only one I'm following who's doing that currently is Hazemaker64. So we'll just rate him again. I don't mind. Hazemaker is always a chill stream, and we might see some more interesting old games on his channel right there. And if you're curious about the Gamer of the Year 2023 challenge, I'll let Hazemaker explain it. I wouldn't be surprised if Goaty's in the chat over there either. But anyway, let's go raid Hazemaker and check out what he's doing. Thank you very much for hanging out. I'll see you guys around for more Games Bond in the not too distant future. Take care, everybody. Good night.